Well, hello, my name is Ashwin Kumar and welcome to this video. This is intro to web development, and if you are a beginner, this is the right place to be. So today we are going to answer three most basic questions. Why should you learn the web development? What is it and where to begin with? Alright then, so if you have no idea what is web development, it is basically a field of software engineering that focuses on web pages that we use, Google, YouTube, Facebook, everywhere. So all these web pages run in a browser. Google Chrome is one of the best examples. So unlike the apps that are found on Play Store or on App Store or on Windows Store, which can be downloaded once and can be used offline, you need constant supply of internet to web pages to work. So say you're an Android developer or an iOS developer or some developer. Now you know that language, you know the framework, but if you want to learn web development, you need to learn the stack here, right? But here's the advantage of web developers. Nowadays you can actually create Android and other cross-platform apps even with the knowledge of web development. These are called progressive web apps, or we can create React Native apps, which are all cross-platform. So that answers the second question, that why should you learn it. And one more thing we can add to this is that if you go to Stack Overflow and look at the previous records of the developer survey, you will find that it is the most in demand skills and favored by everyone. So if I go here and zoom in here, you can see that backend, full stack and front end, which are part of web development, are chosen by 50% of the people out of 50,000 people. So that makes 25,000 developers in favor of web development. They really like web development. So why do they like it? So web development is not just about building web pages, it's about building and maintaining them. How do they do that? So you just saw that there are three types of web development. It can be divided into three major types. So the first one is front end. It is basically what you see on the web page. So whatever outcome you see, whatever is displayed on the page when you open Facebook or YouTube or Google, that is the front end. The development regarding to that goes into the front end development. Now, when you're trying to make a Google search, or you want to search a video, or you want to post a tweet, that is stored, that request is sent somewhere and some information is taken out of the database. For example, you look up old post of yours or old tweet of yours, or you look some video which was shot in some other country, right? So that communication is done by the backend. And folks who are interested in both front end and backend are usually go for full stack, which involves working with both front end and back end development. So now you might ask, what should I do, front end or back end, since both are highly in demand? You can ask these two basic questions just to get started. You can say, if you really want to look at the design, if you really want to work on the design and improve on it, you can get started with front end. But if you really prefer how the logic of the site works, or how you want to create the APIs, then you can get started with backend. So there is no single way to go to full stack, since you need to learn both front end and backend. So you can pick one of them and get started anytime. But regardless of what you choose, you need to know the basic languages of web development. These are HTML, CSS and JavaScript, pretty popular. The reason I call them languages and not programming languages is because HTML, CSS are markup language. JavaScript is a programming language where you can insert the logic into your website. But HTML and CSS just tell your browser how will your website or web page look like, how is it structured. So it is all done on the client side. Client side means it's all done on the device. So let's quickly check out how HTML works. All right, so HTML is a very easy language, and it has elements, it has tags, it has attributes and a lot of features. But most of the time that developers used on projects would be tags. So in HTML you will be working with a lot and lots of tags. Let me give you an example. I'm going to go ahead and create a new folder right here. I'm going to open this folder in my code editor. I'm using VS Code, but you can use anything that you like. Any code editor is fine. I'm going to go here, create a new file and call it index.html. You can call it anything with .html, but it's a good practice to keep it index. So how does the syntax goes like this? So you tell this file that, so when you are communicating with the browser, you tell them, okay, I'm creating an HTML tag. So the tags are elements of HTML which contains information that we can put in it. And so you are seeing there is an HTML which is a tag, but there is this slash, which means it is the ending of the tag. So these are closed tags. So we can contain information inside them. There are also open tags which we can talk about it, but for now we will stick to closed tag because these are used most of the time. So this means whatever inside between these line number 1 and 3 will be the HTML of me. Now HTML has two more tags or two more parts of it. So the one would be the head and the other one would be the body. So what do you mean by that? You can assume it like a human body. A human body has two parts, like the body and the head. So whatever is inside the head, you can't see it. You can't tell what's inside my head, what's going inside my head, right? So just like that, there will be important information inside this. We can use it to add style sheet, which we will talk about it soon. And whatever goes inside head is important for the web page, but the user can't see it. So but whatever goes inside the body, just like we can see a body, is visible to the client. So if I say hello world, I'm going to hit Ctrl S. I'll go back to the directory and I'll double click this. It will open up on the browser. You can use any browser, is fine. And let it load, and you can see it says hello world. So this is not a website, but it works. All right, so what I'm gonna do next, so I'm going to go to a website that is my bio link, and it's pretty easy, pretty simple website, pretty simple site, pretty simple web page. Has a photo and there's some text, link to the socials or are active, another link. Easy, very simple, not much complicated like YouTube. So I'm going to right click in any empty space here. You can do this to any website, and I'm going to go to the end and click on inspect. And once I do that, just let's see what happens. So there is a pop-up on the right hand side, and make sure you're in the elements panel. If you're say in some other panel, just click on elements. All right, so let's go to the elements panel, and there's a lot of technical jargon here. This is HTML. This is what makes up our page. Don't believe me? Let me show you. I am going to edit this. I'm going to right click this. I'm going to click edit as HTML. I am going to delete everything and the whole site is gone. So I'm going to undo that. That shows that this is all is HTML, and you can see the tags here, head and body. And did you observe one thing? Once I highlight body, the web page kind of highlights. So let's expand the body. Let's expand everything that we have. You see that we have div here, we have another div inside a div and another div. So what is happening here? Let's go them one by one and observe how the web page is highlighted on the left. All right, so I'm on the body, the whole page is highlighted. I go down, okay, you see some weird box on the right. Okay, I will go a little bit down. You see this box is highlighted, right, which has my information. I'm going to go, so now my profile photo is highlighted. That means this division, this tag has my photo in it. So I'm going to go below, and there's an h2 class. That means my name is in that tag. You can see that. All right, I'm going to go down, and there are socials. So all socials are highlighted, and if I expand this also, individually there are different socials. So you see this nested pattern in this web page. This is a very common practice, and not only it makes it easy to read, it also makes it very easy to manage the site if it needs any upgrade or updates, or if you want to handle it, because web development is not about making the website, it's also about maintaining them. So that was all for this video, and I'll see you in the next one.